Geeky Goth Mom, and this is my channel. I've been asked by so many different cosplayers within the Star Wars cosplay community on a detailed Twi'lek tutorial video. This is mainly for them so that any beginners within the Twi'lek cosplay community can have something to go to help them. I really hope that my educational video helps anyone who may be wanting to do Twi'lek cosplay or get started. And also I'd like to answer some questions at the very end and give any other information. But right now, let's get ready. Get all of your makeup. Make sure you have your leku, your head wrap, your ear cones, any tights, all of the clothes that you need, and double check. Turn on your makeup vanity and let's begin. Okay, here we go. First things first, we are going to put at least 2 hair nets on. And then bobby pin it, of course, to keep it okay. You can get any primer, any makeup primer will work. It does not matter which one. Just make sure that you put it all on your face and make sure it dries. Your primer is going to act like a base coat so that you don't have any cracks. Okay, then we're going to go on with the first coat of your whatever color you want. I'm using Meron liquid makeup in pink because that's what I'm going with today. Since this is your first coat, it will look streaky, do not worry. And it will look wet as well and shiny. We're going to fix that a little bit later, but the first thing that you need to focus on is getting your first coat. Try to make sure to get all the cracks and crevices. And don't waste anything. So if you have some on your brush, just roll it on. It's okay. The goal for the first coat is going to be to cover as many areas as possible, and we will go over it with the second coat. Now, if you're doing one of the harder colors such as purple or yellow, you might have to put a white base coat on beforehand. Just wanted to mention that now in case, because those are a little bit harder to blend in than say pink or red or blue. So it just depends. Sometimes you do have to put on a different base coat before you put on your actual color. And what I've been told is putting white on first before some of those lighter colors will actually help out a lot more. But since I'm doing pink and I've already put my primer on, it really does help. So that's just something to also look out for in case you're doing a color that gets a little bit splotchy or doesn't set well. Try it out with a white top coat first before putting on the color. Okay, so the first coat is going to be fine. Then we're going to do our eyeshadow to just make it look a little bit more even and to also act as a natural look for the eyes. I'm going to go in with a slightly darker pink, and it basically just accentuates the eye color with making it look like a very natural eyeshadow. Take your time, it's okay. And while you're doing this, your base coat will be drying, and it's okay if you have a little bit of fall with your eyeshadow, because you're just going to go over the rest of your secondary coat with the second color. Alright, so we're going over with the secondary coat, and you're going to actually see a difference in the way that the only doing one coat of paint looks as opposed to doing 2 coats of paint, and why it makes a difference. See, that one's more streaky and this one is looking a lot less. Also, one of the things that you can do is naturally fluff out your face with the brush with very small strokes. That'll be a natural beauty blender with your brush so that you don't have to use a beauty blender if you don't need to. Make sure you get all over the corners. And I know that sometimes you might wonder, well, what about the chest area? That's also important. Make sure you blend that out too, as well as your nose. Get all the corners you can. That's the second coat. You can go a little bit more thick on your chest area because it's going to be a little bit harder to blend that out with a beauty blender. And using your brush as a beauty blender works out extremely well. Don't forget your nose. There we go. All right. So we're going to go back with the same color that we used with the eyeshadow and do slight contour around the cheeks. You can just use your fingers if you want to, underneath the chin if you want to, and around your jawline, just to add a little bit of dimension. It will help out a lot, and it'll look more natural for whatever color Twi'lek you're going to be doing. And then I put on just a little bit of silver highlighter just around the sides. And then a slightly darker shade. I'm going with a slightly darker purple just to accentuate the eyes a little bit more. All right. And then we're going to go with a finishing powder. And that's going to soften up the look very well. And then a highlighter. I'm just using my fingers because to me it's so much easier. And it just really helps accentuate the dimensions in your face. And just do a little bit more on your eyes if you feel like it. As for me, I'm just trying to look a little bit more put up. And then do a photo finish powder. That'll really help out with any photos that you're wanting to do or videos. Do just a little bit of mascara. You don't need a lot because you're going to be putting on false eyelashes. However, if you don't have false eyelashes, use whatever kind of mascara you can to get that big volume. Okay, I had to go do the back of my neck. Now we're going to cut out the tights to make them actually work. That's how it should look. And then just put on the rest of your garments, whatever you want to wear. But that's one way to cheat and not have to paint the rest of your body if you don't want to, is wearing tights. Trust me, it helps out so much. I also like to put on at least something around my waist so that I don't really show too much of my butt. And then I have my little accessories, just for the added theatrics, as you can see. Okay, now we're gonna put the ear cones from Twi'lek Pam into the little headgear. It makes it so much nicer. Now we're gonna put on the leku. I put on my headband first, and then I put the leku on. It just makes it easier for me to keep it on the leku. Alright, and then I'm gonna wrap that around and pull it down. There we go. Make sure that it's all straightened and tight. Okay, now I'm gonna do the magnetic eyelashes. Make sure you pump that just once. That's all you need. And make sure that you shake it. Also, let it dry for at least 1 minute to get the magnetic properties to work for your eyelash to stick, because they are magnets. Now, I'm not great with eyelashes, honestly. If it wasn't for the fact that I figured out how to use magnetic eyelashes, I would still be using my natural eyelashes. But honestly, using fake eyelashes really helps. I am sure that you've noticed I haven't done my hands yet. I'm going to be doing that at the very last part, solely because I don't want to get pink on any of my other stuff, so I do that last. Now, what I'm going to do is put on my last eyelash. Sometimes it's a little bit difficult for me. I'm still a novice when it comes to eyelashes. Then I'm going to do my eyebrows. I always do this after I put my leku on, just because it's easier and I don't want to smudge my eyebrows off or end up messing up my eyelashes. So I always do that last. Then I do the finishing touches with a different eyeliner, not the magnetic stuff, for the eyelashes, just to add a pop of color and define my eye a little bit more. Now I'm gonna do my lipstick. Mine is gonna look somewhat natural to the color of my pink skin, just a little bit darker, just to give it that little pop of color. Alright. Now, setting spray. That really helps. Put on my boots with my little Yoda socks. There we go. Now the very last part for the body painting process, the fingers. Make sure that you do every single one of the fingers. That is why I love having these fingerless gloves, because it's so easy to hide the fact that you have on any type of tights or any cheating methods for being a Twi'lek and still looking as you want to. Now this is the reason why I do this, is because I don't want to put any of this pink paint all over anything else. I used to do my fingers first, and it would just look so horrible whenever I would get pink paint on every single thing. So that is literally the last step I do when it comes to becoming a Twi'lek and doing everything. Make sure you get all around your fingers that you're going to be showing. Alright. Just let them dry a little bit, and then put more setting spray on, because you don't want to get it all over your clothes, like I said. That's a hassle. Then you just put on your fingerless gloves, and there you go. I did get asked about the heaviness. Some leku are a lot heavier than others. This is a great way to keep your neck from getting hurt or straining it from using it this way. Because if you have it down all the time, sometimes that does hurt. So that's a good tip. Xcauser is an amazing brand to use from Amazon. Twi'lek Pam is amazing. I do highly recommend her. You can find her on Etsy. And she also has her own shop, twi'lekpam.com. I've actually used her so many times. I love her ear cones. You can buy them by themselves. And she's the one who I'm using a leku of right now. Lady Cleo Cosplay has amazing head wraps. And I've never used this particular cosplay company before, but Blast Effects is great for if you want a skin tone of a Twi'lek cosplay. A couple of my friends have used them and they do highly recommend them. So that's something to think about as well. I do love Mebron Paradise makeup. It's wonderful, as well as their liquid makeup too. My favorite is Pro Air. You will need an airbrush machine though. A few men have asked me how to do the head bulges for the Twi'lek cosplay. The best thing that I can describe to you as to how to do it is to get some cotton fluff, some spirit gum, and slowly put it on your head, your forehead, and then use liquid latex to seal it. Hopefully that helps you guys out. I hope this quick tutorial has helped anyone out who is wondering about Twi'lek cosplay and how to do it. Thank you so much for your support, and spread love, not hate. Bye!